Hey Grace, it's time.
Oh, hey guys. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just practicing for what I'm going to do over spring break. I'm Grace Harvey, and this is the virtual assembly for March 12th, 2021. Loyola sports have been on a roll. Lacrosse, track, and baseball have been looking sharp. The sports report team tells us more.
The lacrosse team took on Magnet last night in a game that quickly became an instant classic. Christian Smith had this to say about last night's game.
Well, first half we were all kind of doing our own thing, and then come second half we started settling into the offense. Our defense played great. Marshall Bryan got some great saves, and we all worked together as a team, and then finished it in third overtime.
After a hard-fought 4 quarters of play, the scoreboard still read 4-4. The Flyers entertained Magnet for another 2 overtimes before sophomore Bruce Henley decided he was tired of playing with his food and ended Magnet's night by hitting a game winner on the crease in the middle of the third overtime. The Flyers pick up their first win of the year and move to 1-2 on the season.
The Loyola Flyers clinched a share of their third district championship in 4 years when they went to Spring Hill and beat North Webster 15-1. The Flyers scored 5 runs in the first inning and never looked back as they beat the Knights for the second time this year. John Shardar pitched a 3-hitter and struck out 6. William Swanier had 3 hits and 4 RBIs. Here's William Swanier to tell us more.
Last night the Flyers won 15-1 against North Webster. John Shardar had a great game on the mound. Threw a complete game, only gave up 1 run, and our offense had a load of hits to produce 15 runs.
The Flyers will play a doubleheader Saturday at Cicero Field at 1 o'clock.
Yesterday, the track team competed in the Mansfield Relays. Congratulations to Avon Smith for first place in the high jump and Lauren Lindsay for first place in the 2-mile run. The track team will be in the Bird Relays tomorrow.
Whew, thanks, sports report team. And now, here's the rundown.
Happy Friday, Flyers! I'm Michaela Huffman, and welcome back to the Rundown for Friday, March 12th, 2021. This week is an important anniversary for our school. A year ago, the world and Loyola changed drastically when COVID-19 hit. Our school and our community had to shut down for an indefinite amount of time. We have 2 reports on how Loyola was affected by the global pandemic. Rose Carmody tells us about how it affected the school and faculty, followed by Olivia Thompson telling us about how it affected our students.
This week a year ago, Loyola was greatly affected by COVID-19. Our students and teachers were sent home to do virtual learning.
When COVID first hit last year and we got the notice on March 13th that we were going to have to shut down and do something, we knew we had to figure out what we needed to do immediately with virtual. We did it basically seamless. As we got to the end of the school year and had graduation and got to the summer to prepare, we knew it was very, very important for us to be able to get you guys back in school, knowing that we would need to offer a virtual option as well. So the teachers got well schooled in being able to do that. But at the end of the day, the teachers did a fantastic job of adapting and getting back in the classroom, but also incorporating the video and the Zoom learning. And then the students also were so resilient. They've had so much taken away from them over the last year and a half. They've been great in being able to work through and do what they need to do to have success. And we are truly blessed to be able to be in school every day.
So some sort of virtual education was in the back of our mind for a couple of weeks. We had talked about the possibility of maybe needing to go virtual at some point, but we really thought it might only be for a week or so. So once that Friday we found out we were going to be out for at least a whole month, we knew we needed to do something to keep up the quality of education that people were used to at Loyola. And we were pretty confident that Zoom was going to be the answer to that. We just spent Monday and Tuesday meeting with our faculty. We taught them how to use Zoom. We talked about the best ways to continue to log into our classes every day, see our students, how to keep that personal aspect of the Loyola education that they were so used to.
I think one of the biggest contributing factors to our success during going virtual when the pandemic hit was our teachers were already capable of going mobile. They had laptops, they had iPads, and they were allowed to come up here to the school. They could isolate themselves in the classroom. Another factor was that the students already had iPads. Since we're a one-to-one school, each of the students already had the tools to allow them to also go virtual.
So last year, whenever everything kind of ended with the coronavirus, what that meant for softball was that we just weren't sure. We weren't sure if we were going to finish on March 13th whenever everything kind of stopped, or if we were going to be able to come back in 2 weeks. And so that meant I had to do something big for my seniors, and we had a great inter-squad game and ended on a really high note.
I was really sweating out career day. That was going to be March the 13th. And every day there was new projections of what was happening. I thought, I got people coming in from out of town. They're calling me. They want to know if they're going to be able to have this thing or not. And I'm going to tell you what, when March 13th came along and we had it, I kind of knew it was going to be the last day of school, but I was so happy to get career day over with because we was really cutting it really close.
Thank you to all the faculty that made virtual learning possible. This has been Rose Carmody.
As we all know, the coronavirus has made an impact on our world. Today we hear how it's affected our students.
So as a freshman, I feel like COVID has been affecting me in many ways because my older siblings came to Loyola and they told me about all the great memories they had, but I just don't feel like I've had the opportunity to have those memories.
COVID's really affected my senior year. It's really sucked because everything has gotten canceled.
I got corona twice and it didn't really affect me that bad, but I was bored all the time because we had to quarantine. I got corona twice and it didn't really affect me that bad, but I was bored all the time because we had to quarantine.
During those months in quarantine, it made me really realize what I took for granted from seeing my friends in school and going to school in general. So it made me learn my lesson of not taking things for granted.
COVID-19 has affected everyone here at Loyola, and we can't really control it, but I'm glad that the school is kind of like trying to keep up and make virtual school and keep the safety guidelines.
Devastating to lose all those seniors and especially lose that season since we had a lot of potential, but this year we practiced really hard and we have a lot of great things in store.
We are all hoping for a better year as we move through this life-changing event. This has been Olivia Thompson.
I'm glad we're on the road to recovery. After a long delay, Flyers and Buyers finally got its time to shine Wednesday night in the Loyola gym. M. Hussein sums up how we finally got to this event and how things unfolded.
Loyola held their third annual Flyers and Buyers competition in the gym this past Wednesday. Flyers and Buyers is a great way for students to furthermore their business plans. Let's talk to our winner.
I'm really excited about my win for Flyers and Buyers. I put in a lot of work and it's really cool to get a scholarship and the cash prize. I'd like to thank Coach Landrino for pushing me to do this, and he's been so great with coordinating everything. And if you want to buy my product, it's on aircandies.com.
We were really happy with how Flyers and Buyers went this year. I was particularly proud of our finalists. They each did a great job. There were a lot more students who put in hard work leading up to the event and weren't selected as finalists, but each of them worked really hard for the opportunity to compete.
If you didn't give up Pop-Tarts for spring break, if you didn't give up Pop-Tarts for Lent, come up to room 200 and grab a box. Stock up before spring break. They're great for the beach. Don't forget that the show will be played during lunch. Come to the gym early to get your spot. That's all for today. See you after spring break, Flyers. This has been Grace Harvey.